Hi, this is Paul Sanneman. I'm the founder of Contractor Staffing Source. Before we get into our process, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the scale of the company and what we do. We work for about 800 contractors on the average. Any given day, we're recruiting for at least a couple hundred. And I'll show you a typical week for recruiting for us. This typical week will run 600 to 700 jobs are open. We run 5 to 6,000 people that apply, usually 11 or 1,200 assessments we go through, usually 5 or 600 video interviews to hire 37 people. This is a list of the 37 people we normally hire, everything from site managers, project managers. Most people are local to the contractor, but occasionally we hire offshore if they're looking for accounting or marketing, that kind of thing. So with these numbers, this makes us one of the largest in the world at what we do, and we're really good at it. We have about a 94% success rate, which means we've done the research, and of the 4,000 or 5,000 people we've hired, a year later, 94% of the people are still happy and working for the employer. Now let me get into the process and show you specifically how we do what we do. I'd like to tell you a little bit our process and how it works. I started this company about 7 years ago because my coaching clients couldn't find employees. I started with a guy in my garage, and now there's like 40 some people on the team. We've hired thousands of people, like a 94% success rate. We're best in the industry what we do. All we do is construction, that's it. So let me tell you how we place 10 to 30 people a week all over the country with a 94% chance of them staying longer than a year. So this is our applicant tracking system. When you work with us, you get 4 people on your team. You get a pipeline scanner that scans all the pipelines. I don't use AI because people are still better. They have an assistant. There's a specialist that meets with you every week to talk about what's working and not working. And there's also an account manager that makes sure the applicants do what they're supposed to. So this is inside the applicant tracking system. An applicant tracking system is sort of like a CRM for recruiting. When people apply, first we put the job on every job board you can think of, like 100 job boards linked. We put the job ad everywhere. We also respond in real time. The minute they apply, we're back to them within a minute, give or take. So this is inside the applicant tracking system. Once they get in the ATS, we go through, give or take, 5,000 resumes a week to place 10 to 20 people. Unfortunately, those are just the numbers. If we go through 5,000 resumes, we have 600 or 700 that take the assessment, 200 or 300 that do the video interview, and then we hire 10 to 20, 30 people a week, all in construction, all of the US and Canada. So this is inside the ATS. I'll show you a sample of how it works. So we have like 50 different assessments depending on the position. Also, when we actually hired the guy, everything's in the ATS in real time. I'll go to Corral. I think the reason we're so good at placement is because assessments are really amazing. I think they're the best in the industry. So let's go inside the ATS. I'll show you a typical assessment. So in the assessment, it talks about personality, position, behavioral type, position recommended for personality, attitude, competency, all that kind of stuff. There's about 100 algorithms to get to here, which is percentage good hire. Anything over 30 is good. Did they take the assessment properly? And then we use what's called a DISC profile. We've done hundreds of thousands of DISC profiles, reverse engineered it, and decide what personality will succeed at one specific job. So for this specific job, we talk about organization, attention to detail, confront paperwork. Even though he did well, that wasn't important for this job. What important was reliable, assertive, confront people, self-esteem, patience, appreciation, listening, cold calling skills, calling comfort. So he did well everywhere he needed to do well to have the right personality for this specific job. And the next thing I think is the most important. This you can't tell until it's too late. This is integrity and attitude. Low is good, high is bad. Are they critical? Are they negative? Do they blame others? Are they honest? If you click on the gray lines, it shows you what it is not. Here's one of the honesty questions. How important to support your boss? Hopefully you say it is. Hypothetical situation. Let's say your boss asks to tell the customer the product will be delivered in 2 weeks. You know it's 4 weeks. The boss knows it's 4 weeks. What are you going to do? You're going to lie and support your boss or tell the truth. Lying is the wrong answer. So then we go to things like emotional competency, motivation, communication. We do general competency, analytical intelligence. We'd apply the intelligence. Overall, he did fine. We do all the people traits like communication, confront fear, initiative. He did well on all that stuff. And then we do like an IQ test, which is like discernment, drawing conclusions, unusual logic, and mechanical skills. So by the time this is over, and they've taken the assessment, you have the right personality, the right intelligence, and the right integrity to that specific job. Some things we cannot ask, like how are you physically? What do you look like? How's your English? Whatever. So we do a video interview. The video interview questions change with every position and every client. So this is this guy's video interview on why he wanted to work for our company.
First of all, I just want to say that the main thing for me is having a positive impact in the world. And as small as it may be, it's still something that I find is very important.
So that tells us everything we can find out in the interview. Then we also do background checks. We do references. So by the time all this is done, we're very successful hiring good people. So that's our process and how it works. I would suggest that you can explore our website, tells you more about that. But I'm sure we're capable of finding the people if they're out there. Thank you for listening.